Hello Sagittarius, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect, and this is your reading for December 2020, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon or Rising. But you know, the message might resonate regardless as to your star sign. So we're starting off with some spirit animals and some oracles from my Lemurian deck and my Shapeshifter oracle. Very clear story so far, Sagittarius, but I will be pulling you some tarot, maybe some Kipper. We'll see how we feel. Very clear message I got while I was shuffling was don't force it, okay? And I heard the song Rhythm of the Night, so I'll pop that below. I haven't listened to it yet. Okay, this is your energy coming through. I think the fox is probably someone you're dealing with, but we can look at it as combined energy. So the armadillo in reverse and fox spirit here. This is a tricky time for you, really, is what I feel. You may be sort of engaging or in mesh with others that are maybe not for your highest good here. When the armadillo is in reverse, it means that we're not setting healthy boundaries. There's a weakness here. There's maybe a desire to fit in and go with the crowd, even though, again, there's something tricky. Maybe there's an attraction here to something that might be intoxicating. With the rhythm of the night, you know, I don't know, could be like parties or drinking or whatever. There's some sort of attraction here, and maybe not to go with the flow or the crowd means that you have to sort of be on your own and, you know, stick out like a sore thumb, or maybe being made to feel like, you know, you're a bit of an oddball for that. This can be about being basically anxious about saying no and ultimately capitulating to what others want from you, even though you know it's a poor choice. Because Fox is here and he's telling you to be alert, that it's time to protect the hen house, so to speak. It is an energy that tells you not to hesitate and take swift action if you know things are kind of going off the rails or going in a direction that you're not comfortable with. But it can represent a fox around you who's trying to lead you in a certain direction, and your boundaries are not strong enough. I did sort of get the feeling, especially with the star seer being below here, it's not the actual meaning of the card, it's about your intuition, is that you might be sort of trying to help someone out of a predicament they've got themselves into, or a bad crowd, or a bad habit. So you might sort of be over-giving, Sagittarius, in the hope that, you know, you can change someone, help them, and maybe even sort of, yeah, a kind of rescuer type archetype there. It's telling you not to do that, not to force it. Relax and put your boundaries in place. Just be very clear on your boundaries. And you are very much being guided by your intuition, or at least it's trying to get through to you here. I did notice there's a wee man going up a ladder here, going above sort of the clouds of confusion. It's not a direct route, but this is telling you to listen to your intuition and where we're going through into this portal, if you like, here, or the dream space. You may be having a lot of sort of prophetic dreams or visions, but I think there is confusion, maybe just around you, or about how, you know, where to go from here. And then you've got Mount Shasta, where the Lemurians visited. This is a sort of mystical place, lots of you know, magical phenomena going around. Maybe you're getting, as I say, a lot of downloads. This can be like connected or feeling connected to star beings, to multiple worlds, parallel realities, but it is actually about your origins, looking back at your ancestry and visiting sacred places that you're drawn to. I feel you're drawn in a certain direction and you're being told to follow that gut instinct. So what is attractive but healthy, not foxy, you know, you're sort of being rerouted is what I'm getting. I don't have like that card here, but that's what I sort of feel. There is an attraction, but in some ways, for some of you, this attraction might be a very poor choice, and it's really important to listen to your intuition. 1-1 and then 2-2. Because with Fairy of the Highlands here, this is about cutting things off. This is enough is enough. This is telling you to self-protect, to honour yourself. This is telling you that people may have taken advantage of your peaceful nature, and you don't particularly want to hurt anyone. It's even like a battle or a conversation that you need to have that's going to feel sorrowful for you, because you are going to have to cut something off here. But it's also telling you that the reason for that is you need to take your power back. You need to take back what's yours, what you've given away, where your weak boundaries have allowed others to take advantage of you. I mean, it's not particularly pleasant. In terms of like origins, etc., maybe you want to go visit the Highlands. Maybe look into your ancestry. Maybe you've got Scottish ancestry. And right next to that, with the 2 and the 2, is the Fairy of the Divine Hand. And this is the dodgy bit. This is the intoxication. This is Foxy here. When she comes up in a reading, it is a bit of a warning. It's telling you to stop and stop right now. And your intuition, your inner sight, your clear vision is sending you very clear warnings just now. The red flags have gone up. This is about being urged by, you know, friends, loved ones, a partner, even yourself sometimes, just to do something that's not good for you, whatever that may be for you. It is something that, you know, is very, as it's intoxicating. It may literally be someone has a habit, you have a habit, and you've been told that you need to stop doing it. This is about, you know, going down the wrong path sometimes. And I sort of get the feeling that if Foxy does represent someone else, it's maybe someone who is engaged in bad behaviour or does have a bad habit. And in some ways, you feel that you've maybe, or you want to save them. But at what expense, really, Sagittarius? With Fairy of the Highlands here, it's too expensive, basically. This needs to stop. Stop right now. It could be anything. It could be food, alcohol, sex, partying, secret relationships, affairs, anything. It is like, it's telling you that any sort of addiction is sort of seeking you out just now, and you might be wavering because you're kind of looking for an opportunity to escape, looking for something new and exciting. Maybe you're just bored, rigid, but you know in your gut it's not the direction you should be going in. So that's your oracles. Let's just see if we get a similar message in the tarot. I don't know why I'm sort of drawn to my Kipper. I am just going to do my Kipper. I'm going to do, this is like an original counting method for Kipper. There's a chap on, he's not around anymore, on YouTube years ago. I think his name is Michael, sorry, it's a German name. This was the way his family did it, and I really like it. It's got basically 11 trump cards or significators where you stop the... Anyway, I'll not bore you with it. I'm just going to do it. Could be a long reading, could be a short reading. Looks like a long one, we shall see. I might not have room for it. Oh blimey, Marina, should have just done the tarot. Don't give me any more. Child, that trump, is it? In order. Last one. Yeah, we're good. God, finally. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm usually reading for a feminine, so this would be you here. Where did I see you? Main female down here with the main male up here. But obviously, if you're a masculine listening to this, this might be your story up here, and this might be the main female that you're dealing with. It's usually a significant other, particularly given that your connecting cards are marriage and despair. So this is a connection. It doesn't need to be an actual marriage, but it is a relationship. It can be a business relationship rather than an actual marriage, but it is a connection, and it's showing you the sort of energy around the connection between you and one other, and it is despair. Now that despair, it does say not hiding, so it can sometimes be job related, but in the main this is someone who's really panicking. This is a very fretful card, and this is him here. It's not handling the situation particularly well here. Now, it may well be because there is a false person in the mix. Now, this doesn't necessarily need to be a person. It can just mean there's been some deceit or falsity. Either you've been deceitful, you've not been honest, or they've not been honest. And that is another connecting card between you here. And there's going to be light shone upon this with this Great Fortune card. It's a really positive card. But it's almost like, and it can represent, you know, prosperity and wealth. And it's been poured into this false person here. So it's like any sort of fortune has almost, it's like ill-gotten gains. Or there has been maybe a third party here and someone's been attracted specifically to them because of the money. I mean, this is a couple, presumably you guys that have lived together with the house and the family room here. But this is in the past. This despair is mainly sitting upon the main female because it is this connection that is causing her great despair, more so than the masculine. He's at the top of the spread, has a bit more control and a bigger view, if you like, of the situation. So he's maybe more aware of what's going on, or more unperturbed, shall we say. So in the past here, we're looking at family room, adjudication and high honor here. So there's been a decision that's been made, probably about family property or in connection with a family. Doesn't necessarily mean it's had to go to court. It's just like there has been some final verdict here. That may have been fairly recently. The family room can indicate a timeline up to about a month, but the house is about 6 months. It may have been a decision to sell a property. Certainly that's what the thoughts are on. You know, the home in itself, the family. High honor being behind this main female isn't ideal. It can be a loss of respect. It can be that the decision maybe wasn't particularly favorable here. But directly in your future here, you have this false person. This false person seems to be the main male, but it could be someone else he's connected with. So we've got the official person. This is usually another person. This represents law and order. The pathway, it can be a timeline of up to 1 to 2 years. Now with adjudication being back here, this would be like the judge, but it is someone in uniform. It's someone in authority. It is the decision maker in the spread. This guy holds all the cards. He can be a policeman or a fireman. But this could be, because it is a Kipper spread, this could be some way in the distance here. This is a long time. And then there's an expectation. This is the waiting game. Waiting for courtship. Waiting on a meeting. It can be like the beginning of a new relationship, the very early stages of, but it is just some sort of meeting here. Maybe expecting a child, literally pregnant. Or expecting a new beginning, a new mating, someone new to come into your life here, and it's a wealthy man. Now that can be the other man, it can be someone's brother. It would normally be someone who was you know, fairly financially stable. Can even be a financial advisor or a stockbroker, something like that. So what I'm going to look at, given this, I'm going to take this part out and just focus on what is present and what is in the future, Sagittarius. And see who's who. No, I don't want that. I want this. So show me the marriage and the main male here. The Singer of Courage in reverse here. So there's a lack of strength, a lack of desire, a lack of will, and flat the footer to ground things. This can be like an in and out connection. This is trying to get your feet back on solid ground. And the main female, who's she? Gotcha. Oofty in reverse. This is like a bolt out the blue. This is your Tower card. This is something you do not see coming, completely blindsided by this situation. This is a breakdown of this relationship with the despair being above your head here. And probably the beginning of a period of confusion, maybe not even knowing how we got to this stage. How did the breakup happen? It's very much a rude awakening. Show me the main male. And that is the broken relationship. This is my master maker in reverse. This is my long-term couple. Like, again, it doesn't need to be a marriage, but you know, most people watching tarot, it usually is, but it can be it can just be family. But this is about, this is something that's a bit shoddy. This is something that's gone by the wayside. This is somebody, or, you know, the relationship itself. There's a lack of moral strength here. There's a lack of doing things properly, doing the right thing. Great fortune. Again, it's just a feeling you're not seeing it coming. Solace in reverse here. This is not having any insight. This is not trusting your intuition. And the false person. Oof. Jehovah. This is the bogeyman. I mean, there's normally, this just can be our fears. This is projecting our old traumas into an imaginary future. It is the troll under the bridge, you know. It can mean that, you know, especially attached to the false person, that there's some caution required here. It's definitely something to think about. But it can exaggerate our fears. It's the false person. It doesn't need to be a person that's attached to this main female. There's a lack of trust here, basically, between this couple, which has probably seen the end of a relationship here. And at least the main female didn't see it coming. It can be that if there is a third party that's having those fears, maybe even realised. Person. Gosh, the feline. I mean, this can be unfinished business, but this is someone who's a bit bitter. You know, utterly pissed off. Grumpy, sarcastic, kind of belittling behaviour. But it can just be that there's some sort of delayed completion here. Maybe someone wants a divorce. But there's someone putting the blocks up here. And this could be for some time to come. 1 to 2 years. But I mean, with my spreads and Kip, if I'm doing a personal, I really don't go out beyond 6 months. But it is a 1 to 2 year card. And here's their official person here. Singer of the Chalice. This is like the Ace of Cups in reverse here. There's no love here. There's no love in this connection. This is a person. This is a very cold person, very rigid. This is like your emperor, not necessarily in reverse, but you know, he's kind of coming across that way. And it feels like it's because someone is bitter. Maybe they don't want someone to move on. Got the Guardian at the gate. Got a lot of depression here at the base of the deck. This is moving up to the next level, but there is a block. And it might be that this official person is the block. I don't know why, but it's maybe someone who needs to rubber stamp something before things can get clear. Going back to the fact I had adjudication and family room and a house at the back. There can be a lot of, you know, sort of legal, you know, documents, etc. to be tied up here. And it feels like someone is deliberately putting the kibosh on stuff. And it'll be out of bitterness. Because in some way someone feels tricked. The expectation. So this is just expecting a new relationship. Oh God, the soul shrinker. Stop it. Oh my gosh. Child. Courtship. For Sag. And the wealthy man. Okay, ends nicely. Oh my God. I don't know if someone is got someone else pregnant here, because this is literally like expecting a child, expecting something new. But with the soul shrinker here, this is real negative. It can't just be negative self-talk, but it can be, this is really belittling speech. This is someone who's heavily sarcastic, who likes to score points and win over people. Think Five of Swords. I mean, this was once a very beautiful individual, but you know, a lot of setbacks, a lot of pain, and they've absorbed all the sort of gossip, cruelty, meanness over time, and it's turned her into this. Is this someone who curses you from speech? Curses you with their thoughts? This can be someone who's pissed off waiting. Waiting for a new beginning. Yearning for a new beginning. Hoping for a new beginning. Not sure when it's going to come through. If you're waiting on someone to get a divorce, that may be the issue. It may be taking a very long time. As I say, 1 to 2 years. And the outcome is, I think this is something new. But there might be a meeting here with the courtship card. It could be the early start of a relationship. Oh, lovely. 444. I like that. Here comes Lise. Now I'm coming back to what I was saying about someone with an addiction, or, you know, being attracted to intoxicating behaviour, things that are bad for you. This is when Lise comes in. Lise is my therapist. She's my healer. She's your doctor. She helps people with addiction. She helps people that are trapped in some sort of bondage. She comes in and she, you know, gives you really good advice, gives you all the tools you need to free yourself, but then she'll go again. So there's a lot of sort of darkness around here. So someone may actually be getting some sort of therapy. And the wealthy man, a collection of pixies. This, I mean, this could be, you know, someone you're connected with. It can be a brother. I'm really conscious brothers come through a few times now. It came in the Aquarius reading, and it was the one card that sort of didn't make sense. It was what's it called? Brothers, and I can't remember. And then my collective reading the other day, it was a safe place for you to go, and that was Brother Raccoon. This is maybe someone's brother. So there's a meeting here, maybe a meeting with the therapist to deal with, you know, whatever issues are going on here. And this is a collection of pixies. This can be a friend group. But this is also my rave card. This is like, you know, people like, you know, going on, I don't know, I'm sort of seeing a pile of people going into a forest and, you know, having a rare old time. And that there's a lot of darkness there too. I always sort of see the little one like down here, like they're all like, you know, drunk and drugged up and up to all sorts, and this one's like, oh my god, I'm really not liking this. I don't think I should be here. It's about joyful participation, and it's maybe the joyful participation that needs to be broken free from, because when coming back to this, there's a draw into something that you know is not good for you, and it's probably somewhere you've been before. It could be a person, or it's just, you know, it can't be anything, but you'll know what it is. And it may be that someone is going to get help with that, but Sagittarius, that's not for you to deal with. With your armadillo being in reverse here, you need to up your boundaries, not lessen them. There's a conversation needed to be had here. Honest communication. Listen really carefully. What is Arbor here for Sagittarius? Elby in reverse. This is about disloyalty when Elby's in reverse. It can be that usually when he's upright, it's about collecting something from the past, going back to the past, collecting lost luggage. With him coming up in reverse here, it's sort of like there's no going back. It's not feeling protected as well in some cases. It's not feeling, you know, particularly safe in your environment or with whoever you're with. And it's about lost wishes, but lost wishes that you're probably not able to get back, or you're not sure if you can get them back. Someone wants to heal a situation, or at least heal themselves here, but they're just not sure if they can get them back. But the biggest, that's like a story. It might be yours, it might not. The main part is this part. You need to listen to your intuition. You may be, you know, I know something coming up here where you're going to be led up the garden path. And that's something that, as much as it won't give you any pleasure, you need to cut someone off here. If you're dealing with someone who has an addiction and, you know, you're always helping them out or always giving them money for it, you need to cut it off here, and it is going to be painful. But you're being led out of confusion into the clouds, and you've been told you need to listen to your intuition. And this may be like a family issue that goes way back, and maybe that's something, you know, is coming through in this reading as well. Okay, I'm just going to take you a wee advice card, Sagittarius, for the next, well, the rest of December. Advice for Sagittarius. There's the Knight. Be brave and honest. This is my crying, pained Knight. Come back to Arbor. Be brave and be honest. I think there's something like lost in the past here. Lost wishes. Someone's taken a wrong turn, but this has come through a few times. It's about facing something that's pretty painful to face, but also having the strength to talk about it. And it may actually be with a therapist. What am I looking for? The Knight. There we go. Do the right thing, even if it isn't the easiest option. Stand for what you know to be right and true. The energy of respect is important now. You're being encouraged to figure out what's important to you and what you stand for. If you're in a space where there's opposition, you're being guided to follow through with integrity, because even if it seems this will slow your progress, your rewards will be much more abundant. You are being surrounded by a light of bravery to help you. And we do have courage in reverse right back at the beginning here around this relationship and this male. The card also brings justice. If you are longing for justice, please know that the universal energies are working to bring everything back into order, and that you don't need to force anything. Oh my God, it actually got "don't force it" when I was shuffling. Love it when it comes together like that. If you made any mistakes recently, it's important to take ownership of them so that you can align yourself with improving the situation. If you're feeling the need to defend your spiritual path at this time, back down and let it protect you. Because somebody doesn't really feel protected here. I just feel that, you know, yeah, whatever it is don't force it. There's a lot of stuff here, okay? But the bottom line is, you may find yourself at a low point, you know, especially the season, but you know, it's not pleasurable for a lot of people, where you're maybe, you know, there's an invitation to something and you know how it's going to pan out because you've been there before. So it's giving you, it's telling you do have the strength to do the right thing and cut something off that you know is utterly unhealthy for you. Sagittarius, that's your reading. Please like, please subscribe, please comment if it resonates. I really do like to hear the comments. Makes me feel that I'm at least, you know, not wasting my time. Okay, look after yourself. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.